Pokémon, a franchise that took the world by storm and defined the childhoods of many. It has only gotten more popular with time, but what was Pokémon like way back then? More specifically, how has competitive Pokémon changed over the years for those striving to be the very best? Now that is exactly what we are here to find out. In this series, Jeexx and I will embark on an adventure to be the very best, exploring through time and space to rediscover Pokémon's past formats. In each episode, both of us will bring two teams and battle it out in a best of 3 match, and the one who wins with both teams first is crowned the champion of the episode. We hope you enjoy this trip to Pokemon's evolution with us. Welcome to the Pokemon Progression Series, A Journey Through Time. Generation 4, Sinnoh, with Diamond, Pearl and Platinum, based on the North Hokkaido region of Japan, was the generation where I myself started my Pokemon journey. It added 107 new Pokemon, and while the number of changes that happened this generation were not as plentiful as the previous generations, it introduced one of the single most influential ones in the history of the franchise, the physical special split. This changed the previous type determines whether a move is physical or special to a system where now individual moves each have this determined separately, allowing Pokemon like Sneasel to now take advantage of their stat moves using their dominant offensive stat. Some other impactful changes were Sandstorm now giving rock types a 50% speed F boost, the absolutely massive addition of Stealth Rock, arguably the single most important move in competitive singles history, as well as the addition of obviously even more items like the rest of the choice items, Scarf and Specs, and the Life Orb, which allowed for Pokemon to leverage their health to boost their offensive prowess even further, as well as type resist berries, which could allow Pokemon to live moves they normally wouldn't be able to. What's up guys and gals, and welcome back to the Pokemon Prog series. I wanted to start recording here because I have never seen this before, and I have no idea who this person is, but this sounds like it would be a Finnish name, and it's really funny to me that I booted up. It's a Thursday for me. I was like, you know what, might as well record my ZU team breakdowns for the weekend now. And as I log in, I get hit with this thing, which is never seen this before. Obviously, insane reason for a ban, but I don't like. You'll know, like, I think I've talked about it before when I talk about like uploading videos. So currently, while I'm working as a substitute teacher in another city, like I'm here with my PC, but I'm staying over at my sister's place, who does not actually have like proper Wi-Fi. So I'm tethering my mobile connection here, and I'm not knowledgeable enough about IP addresses and shit, so to know that I'm just gonna assume like mobile roaming has like alternating IPs, because I don't know how else this would happen, or Mr. Herko here has somehow gotten access to my IP address and is using that to play a Pokemon Showdown and be insanely toxic and insulting and racist. I don't like I said, like I have no idea who this person is, but it's just insane because this is something like, this sounds very Finnish, so it's clearly a Finnish person. So it's just like, I don't know. I really wanted to start recording earlier than I usually do. Usually, obviously, I did these things and then show that stuff. But it's just like, this was, like I said, never seen that before. So that's why I wanted to start recording earlier. But regardless, hopefully that stuff gets resolved and before next time when we have to play with Jeexx, or otherwise, actually it wouldn't even matter. I was gonna say otherwise I'm gonna have to change my name, but no, that wouldn't even work because obviously it's an IP ban. Hopefully that gets resolved so we can play on Sunday when we're planning to. But regardless, that very lengthy and interesting intro out of the way, let's dive into the teams. And actually, before I talk about them, let me do this just to make sure so I'm not talking about anything that'll change. Okay, perfect. Let me start with this one, although it's team 2. Like, obviously, I just alternate like how I start things. But starting us off, we have a Luxray, and Luxray's Intimidate, obviously, rival is a very bad ability with lefties here, and it's a Wrestling Talk Toxic Thunderbolt, physically bulky set with 16 speed IVs. Once again, like, I have found some sets just like browsing forums and shit, and this was like, I did not come up with this, but I was just like, I really wanted to use Luxray, but I genuinely like, Luxray stat profile it's fine, but it's like 70 speed is so ass, and the issue is that like the move pool on the physical side is just so bad. Your best stab option on the physical side is fucking Thunderfang. A 65 base power, not 100% accurate move. Like, before you get Wild Charge, it's like the options just aren't there. And this seemed like such an insanely interesting set. I was just like, I'm gonna steal that and see what happens. But for our other Gen 4 Mon here, we have Fiona. With lefties, Hydration, the only ability of is Send the Surf, Hidden Power, Grass, and Ice Beam, just to, get coverage here, and then substitute on top with the lefties, because obviously, like, Fiona is a baby mythical, so to speak, with 80 in every single stat. Obviously, the attack stat we're not going to be using, and this stat sounds crazy, but, like, out of the stuff available in ZU, a pure water type with stuff like this, like, it's serviceable, and we need a second Gen 4 Mon. Then we have Ivysaur here with lefties, Overgrow, Energy Ball, Sludge Bomb, Sleep Powder, and Synthesis. This is our special wall, like hopefully spreading some sleep with Sleep Powder and poison with Sludge Bomb. Then we have a Life Orb Golbat with Inner Focus, because only ability here, but could be useful because Jeexx obviously loves his fake outs. And it's a special attacker with Nasty Plot, Air Slash, Heat Wave, and Roost. I've elected to not go for, because obviously it does get Sludge Bomb, but I've elected to not go for the poison, other stab with poison, because like Flying and Fire obviously have a like neat little coverage, and we already have a poison type in Ivysaur that can spam Sludge Bomb, so I'd rather go for the bit of coverage, and obviously I don't have access to other fire moves otherwise, like especially like from stab anywhere, so having a nasty plot up on a fast mon like Golbat and then being able to go to town is obviously very nice. Then for our physical sweeper, we have a Mawile here, Life Orb as well, Hypercutter, Intimidate, like this is both fine. There is an argument to be made for Intimidate, but this actually, because we are a physical sweeper and there are Mons like what's his face, like Luxray with Intimidate in the tier, I elected to go for Hypercutter instead, just because it could come up, and I would rather keep my SDs up and be able to click on moves before having to worry about, or without having to worry about rather, my attack being lowered. We're hitting a nice little 180 speed set with 176 speed IVs, and they were just dumping the rest into HP. And obviously, like, attack, max out SD, Iron Head, Brick Break, and Sucker Punch. We're still like relatively slow, so Sucker Punch is going to be nice to pick up faster things. And the final Marsh Stomp here, Lefty's Torrent, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Ice Punch, Waterfall. It's once again, I think the last time I was special on a offensive rocker when I used Swampert, but now we're going physical, because obviously Marsh Stomp's special attack is pretty laughable. 85 attack is very serviceable, so good coverage obviously with Ice Punch there alongside the dual stab, and then Stealth Rock to have rocks if we need them. I'm still thinking of the B-Band thing. I just like, what are the chances of that? Regardless, Dugong, a lead Dugong with a Lumber here, Ice Shard, Hidden Power Grass, Ice Beam, and Surf. Just good coverage here. Hidden Power Grass is there for any sashes. But this is like, well, I think it's been quite a while since, and this was like intended to be Team 1. It's been quite a while since we've had a dedicated lead rocker. And there are also a lot of Mons weak to Dugong in the tier, and like quite a few rockers available are weak to Dugong. So I figured like I really wanted to make a gamble. Lumber is there mostly. If Jeexx lays up with something that has like can set status like Thunder Wave or Willow or anything like that, there's an argument to be made for something like Lefties or even Life Orb, because I'm trying to hit very hard on this, but like Life Orb ultimately, like I don't love it because like it gets us more punching power, but this is Dugong is not going to be OHKOing things that aren't like camera up getting hit by surf, and that gets OHKO'd anyways without Life Orb. So that's why I like to go for a little bit of a different setup here with Lumberry. We'll see how it goes though. This second team, like, I'm a lot less confident about. But we do have Purple Bass here, Sugarberry, obviously Rock Steel, like you get smoked from ground anyway. Otherwise, even with these defenses, because Purple Bass unfortunately suffers from the great defenses with bad base HP dilemma. So I would like to go for Sugarberry here. Then we have a Magnet Pull here, obviously being able to trap other Steel type Mons and then get rid of them with Earth Power. Flash Cannon and Power Gem obviously are stab options, and then once again like a rocker that's offensive in this team as well. And unfortunately there are not very many Gen 4 Mons left in ZU, and Carnivine is not a good Pokemon. Like a Mono Grass type with Levitate, like this ability doesn't do basically anything for a Mono Grass type. It's nice to avoid stuff like spikes and toxic spikes, but obviously you already resist ground, so you don't really care about the immunity to it, but you know, we have it. Power Whip, Sleep Powder, Synthesis, Return. This is more of a bulkier set. We do have Sleep Powder, obviously, to be able to put things to sleep. I am also like, I was considering something like Toxic, but I ultimately figured I'd rather go for Sleep Powder, since it's rare to get, so figured I'd go for that. The 8-speed EVs don't really do anything. Obviously, like, you want for it to have a uneven number for your HP. So instead of putting the 4 here to outspeed other Carnivine, which doesn't even matter, we just have the rest in speed. The defenses don't really matter, but this is not a good Pokemon. I'm only using it because I needed a Gen 4 Mon. Then we have Camerupt here. Solid Rock, obviously a very nice ability. Then for our moves, we have Earth Power, Lava Plume, Protect, and Stealth Rock. This is a more dedicated defensive wall. This is why we have Lava Plume instead of another Fire-type move, because it's slightly weaker, but triple the chance to burn when compared to something like Fire Blast or Flamethrower. So that's why I would like to go for that. The other stab, Earth Power, Protect here to stall for lefties, and possibly the burn damage if we hit a burn on Lava Plume. And Stealth Rock here as well. Obviously, like, even with Sugarberry, like, Purple is very prone to getting removed. And this team, like, I really, because it's like way more of a bulky team, I really want rocks up, so that's why I have 2 rockers on my team. Then kind of trying to replicate what Pergley did last week with Persian here, with Self-Scar here. This time we have Technician, obviously, as an ability, which is a very good ability. Fake Out and Return and U-Turn make their returns here, but I've elected to not go for a Sucker Punch and instead have elected to go for Taunt in order to stop things that I can't really hit super hard, because some of the attacks that isn't like crazy, even with Stab, Silk Scarf boosted, Technician boosted normal types moves. So having access to, like, I'm a lot of the times I'm just gonna click Fake Out even if I predict a switch. But if I do that like 1 or 2 times, and then like Jeexx maybe doesn't expect a taunt, so changing into something like, let's say, defensive Sableye or something similar, like, honestly, even actually Bennett is PU, not ZU, right? Is Bennett ZU? I'm actually not sure. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Bennett is actually ZU. Yeah, even something like Bennett, like going into that to take the Fake Out and then maybe set up a Source Sand or something. Like, we can obviously stop shenanigans like that with Taunt. Taunt is just nice to have. And then finally, we have Sableye here as our dedicated physical wall. Calm Mind, Dark Pulse. Like, obviously, physical wall with Calm Mind. Now its boost is special defense as well. This may be something that can do things in the late game, but more often than not, it's just there to be an annoying physical wall. Obviously, can switch into physical attackers, can burn them to further hinder the opponent's physical attackers, has recovery. It's just very nice. Command is there if we weaken Jeexx's team enough, and maybe like he just has like crippled physical attackers left, so we can maybe get a Command boost or 2, and then just go to town with something like Dark Pulse. But I don't think like either of my teams is super interesting this week. I think by far the like coolest thing here is this luxury set. I'm very interested to see how it performs. And yeah, like I said, hopefully I'm recording this a few days early, so hopefully by Sunday I won't be banned. I'll be banned anymore for the sins that Herko has done. I'm very interested to know like how that even happened, but we'll just have to hope and pray that I'm not bad anymore when we're gonna play, and hopefully Herko doesn't, doesn't make these mistakes as he's done before, because those were some pretty bad allegations that he had against them. But yeah, thank you for watching the team breakdown. Hopefully it wasn't super long, even though it probably was because of my pre-ramble. Hopefully enjoy Jeexx as well, and then afterwards we'll see you in the battle zone, assuming we get to play. See you then.
Okay, so we are playing Gen 4 ZU. As you can probably tell, my team has some similarities between the one that I played last week. It has Carnivine, it has Beautifly with U-turn Tailwind. It's kind of a similar setup in that sense. I had Carnivine running Sword Stand, Seed Bomb, Crunch. I'm not running Power Whip because I determined that I would rather have the consistency of Crunch and Seed Bomb both. So here we are. Beautifly, Bug Buzz, Psychic, U-turn Tailwind. Psychic, if I happen to be running into a Poison type, I think I can just chunk them pretty well with Psychic. I have Focus Sash on this so that I can use Tailwind on turn 1, then I can go from there, either use U-turn, Psychic, Bug Buzz. I'm probably gonna go for U-turn most of the time to switch into something, but in hindsight, I don't think that most of these Pokemon can really utilize the abilities that Tailwind grants them very efficiently. So yeah. Then we have Aqua Tail, Double Edge, Yawn, Protect on the barrel. Obviously, Protect and Yawn, pretty good combination overall. You pop Yawn on a switch in or on a general read that you think you're gonna survive, and then you Protect the next turn, or they swap out next turn, depending on how they read the situation as. And if they see a kill, they might stay in to try to kill you, and if they see once you click Protect the first time, they probably won't be letting you get off with that. Then we have Arbok with Lefties, Intimidate, Crunch, Toxic, Protect, Poison Jab. Not very damagey. It's not really gonna be swinging Giga Hard, but it's good at spreading Toxic. It's got decent bulk on its own. It's got 324 HP, 194 special defense, 174 defense, base 69, base 79. Obviously, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Intimidate obviously also increases its defense by technically 25%, right? So it's also pretty good because of that. Camo with Expert, Solid Rock, Lava Plume, Hidden Power Grass, and Earth Power Explosion. Explosion if I read a Mon coming in that I don't really want to deal with. I think you could make the argument of I should be running Focus Sash and then exploding on whatever can one-shot me. But, hey ho, you live and you learn. Maybe next time. Carnivine with Lefties, Levitate, Sword Stance, Seed Bomb, Crunch, Protect. Self-explanatory, I already explained that. It's going to be Setup Sweeper. Cure Freak with Life Orb, Inner Focus, Calm Mind, Shadow Ball, Psychic, Wish. I specifically had Inner Focus instead of Early Bird in case I'm running into something that can flinch me, because last time I ran into a Glalie that had Inner Focus and I just blew the fuck up because it exploded on me when I faked it out. I was like, oh, I'm safe, I can just fake out, and then turned out I couldn't do that. Second team consists of Ariados, Crawdon, Banette, Gramble, Chatot, and Wormadam Sand. Ariados with Agility, Poison Jab, Substitute Baton Pass. Obviously, Agility, Baton Pass, or Agility, Substitute Baton Pass, so on and so forth. There's multiple different ways I can go about this. It's pretty fast overall. I have max speed investment. Then I Baton Pass that to Crawdon with Body Slam, Crunch, Waterfall, Dragon Dance, Hyper Cutter, Life Orb with not max damage investment. I could probably go for max damage investment here, but I think the Jolly is gonna grant me just that little bit of extra speed that it's still gonna outspeed most things. I think it's about something like 380 speed if I don't have Jolly with agility boosts, and I don't think that's gonna make this fast enough to outspeed everything. So going for the 448 speed, or so 58 speed, is gonna be probably the best way to go. It's also fairly threatening on everything. It's got stab on, two stab moves, and then a body slam in case I happen to run into something that's resistant to both somehow. And obviously paralyzing my opponent with body slam isn't too bad of a deal. But yeah. Easy Hoon, Banette with Pain Split, Protect, Shadow Sneak, always with Focus Sash. Obviously the idea being here I get put to Sash. I don't have any HP investment, I don't have any defense investment. Sash me down, by Pain Split you, we go fitty. We equal out your HPs. I think it's a percentage base, right? Yeah. And then Protect with Shadow, Sneak, Will-O-Wisp, so on and so forth. It's Banette. It's not gonna be too great. It's not gonna do much, but yeah. Gramble, Lefties, Intimidate, Close Combat, Substitute, Return, Ice Punch. Same idea as Crawdon, a little more defensive though, because Crawdon has its own setup move, whereas Gramble has its own defensive move. It has Ice Punch Return Close Combat, because obviously Stab Return, Ice Punch for coverage, and Close Combat for basically everything else. And our Ariados giving it double speed makes it kind of zoomies. 360 isn't slow at all, but it's gonna get outsped by a lot of stuff still. I gave this thing max attack investment because I figured this thing has enough bulk where it can take a hit and still probably make it through. And then we get Chita with Encore, Hyper Voice, Protect, U-Turn, max speed investment because I want to be obviously encoring shit. I want to make a read on my opponent. Weebfox does some shit that's like, he does a setup, I switch, I encore him into that thing, then I just U-turn out, so on and so forth. And then I get to pivot after seeing his pivot. Lefties, I think you can make the argument for another sash here so that I can actually get the encore off, or even get like a U-turn off, guaranteed. But I don't think that's gonna fly. I think the stealth rocks that are 100% gonna be up are gonna kill me. And Wormadam with the sash, anticipation, EQ, protect, sucker punch, endeavor. Similar idea as with the Bennett here. It's got endeavor. It's super slow. I could have even gone slower, but like I didn't think you reduced the IVs. But obviously the idea being EQ, stab EQ. It's not max attack investment, but it's still gonna hurt most electric types quite a bit. And then Sucker Punch to deal with ghost types and deal with psychic types. Obviously this thing is a bug ground, so hey ho, I could also gone for a stab bug move, but I don't think there is a good stab bug move other than signal boom. You could make the argument that that's probably better, but because this thing is so slow, I wanted to have something that gives me priority. So I go Endeavor, then I sash down to 1, I Endeavor, I Sucker Punch, bada bim, bada boom, I pray for the best. And that's about it, right? And then I can also make a hard read on, oh, I got sashed. I can Endeavor. Okay, does he stay in knowing that I'm gonna Sucker Punch? Or does he swap out and do an Endeavor again? Honestly, I think this isn't too bad of a setup. You can make it out, well, you got HP and defense investment here. But at the same time, like this thing is gonna get one shot by special moves for the most part anyway. And if it can tank a physical move, I think that's fine. I think the sash is fine for that, because it's not too bad for that. And it's obviously a ground type, so it can take electric moves pretty well. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. I think this could be changed around a bit more, but I think the general concept of both Bennett here and Wormadam is pretty good. Like if Bennett had Endeavor instead of Pain Split, this would essentially be the same set, and I would probably be running it 100%. Like I would not, without any hesitation, I would be running that instead of Pain Split. Now the problem obviously is, as we found out last time, Pain Split is a status move, Endeavor is an attacking move. Therefore, Endeavor makes contact, and it's a normal type move, so it doesn't work on ghost types. So yeah, Pain Split kinda deals with that, and Endeavor deals with everything else. But yeah, I think these teams are kinda whatever. I'm kinda keen on seeing how this actually plays out, because the idea obviously, I'm gonna mark out a bit about the names real quick. We have Ariados as Bengi, because Bengi is known for his Elise, or was known for his Elise at the time. He's got Baton Pass and Agility, so that I can put resources into Bengi, and then I can pass those on to a top laner or an ADC. And then I have Easy Hoon as Bennett, like on not Enchantress, but a CC mage essentially. And I think this is a cool idea overall. And then obviously we have Kokoma as as coach, and Wolf as the support using Encore, Hyper Voice, Protect, U-Turn. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Good luck with the games.
Let me just boot up some music, some copyright-free music by Sharon.
But yeah, hello chat room. Thank you for lending your shimmer. I always say borrowing when I'm talking about someone lending something. I don't know why. But yeah, today I don't have much to say. It's Gen 4 ZU. There's not super interesting stuff here. Plus, as you can probably see, yeah, here. I'm still a bit sick, so I'll try to avoid extra yapping to a degree that I can.
No, yeah, fair enough. Then let us get on with it. Sorry, not get along.
Sounds
Fuck
good.
getting along.
So let's just jump right into it. I will send you a challenge in just a second. And best of luck to you, gamer. I'll see you after the games.
Oi.
Good luck. Gen 4Z. I'll still try to voice like some of my thoughts out loud, but as you can probably hear, I am and as I just said, like I'm a little bit sick, so since I have Volkner, I think it just makes sense that we're starting with the team that's sending out Luxury first, so I don't need these. And I already should have everything here, so we'll do our best, and next time we'll have ZU Gen 4 Ubers. Where's my music? Whatever. If you close your eyes, I mean, there's a world where I make predictions here. Does this thing toxic spikes, by the way? Beautyfly is such a dog shit mon, but it's so cool. Toxic U-turn, whirlwind. What are you gonna do? Is he tailwinding here? Like, what does this thing do? I'm gonna Thunderbolt. Sash? Okay. That makes sense. No, I don't reveal a lot of information with that. Now, there is a world where he just switches toxic kills anyway. It's 85% accurate, obviously, which sucks, but I still think this is the play. Okay. We also get to see if he has a ground type. Tailwind, U-turn. If there's one thing that Jeexx does, it's use very unconventional mons. But there's no way, like, I mean, if he predicts the toxic, then he's crazy. But yeah, this is as I said in the team overview, like, this is a stolen set. It just looks so... Huh. Now the issue here is, I don't think I beat this thing with this. If it coils, can I beat it, is the question. Which is what I'm mostly worried about here, and I guess we're about to find out. Is coil even a thing before? Yeah, we do a toxic, so this thing is gonna be defensive. But that's fine. I don't think he's staying in. I'm self-walking here. Also scouting for protects. But Beautiful Eye isn't Gen 4, right? It's Gen 3? So we're still yet to see 2 Gen 4 Mons. Okay, yeah, we scouted the protects. I'm glad I got that turn right. He loves protects, so it does make sense. I could obviously switch out, but I'm not gonna make predictions here. This thing is quite problematic for my team, so... Like, after this thing is gone, assuming he doesn't have a ground type since he went to this thing, I think, like, we just run. No sense for much, so please send beer so I can deal with it. Thank you very much. Got you. No sets for much, though. Alright, there is Carnivine. That's fine. So we now know at least one thing. And that thing is also lefties, which doesn't surprise me. What does this thing do though? Like, that's the thing about Carnivine. Is that it's dog shit. I think we have a free switch into this. I guess he could return. Well, my air slash straight up kills Fitty. So actually he's not even 9 now, so it's better chance to kill. I'm just sending air slash. Okay, well, we got a minimum roll, but okay. We got a minimum roll, but we got the flinch. Do I need to reveal Heatwave? I think it's over. Very likely. Yeah, I was like gonna go Heatwave. I don't need to show anything else. I have good momentum. I have air slash. Sorry, I have Stealth Fox up. I'm just gonna click air slash. Getting chip on this thing is good. I like the idea of like SD on this in theory, but the issue just is that, you know, that sack is like makes sense. The giraffe agric comes in. I do want to keep this thing. I don't know. Do I need, are there mons that I could like sack? Do I need to sack any mons? I don't think I do. I don't think this thing gets like ground type moves, but like for the looks of it, I'm not really needing this thing. Oh, that specs as all hell. Holy fucking shit. I don't even need to. Did it just get lefties recovery? No, it's life orb. Okay. So it's life orb modest. Gotcha. I don't need to do any other calcs or anything like that. It is the most like life orb modest I've ever seen. Now the question is, does she remember that Sucker Punch exists? Chip on this thing is... The range lunacy is this. What? Okay, he does remember Sucker Punch. Come up. I do reveal. Is there a world where I stay in? No. If I'm him, I think I'm sending Stealth Rock here, right? I think I'm sending Stealth Rock here if I'm him. No burn, no burn, no burn, no burn. Thank you. I don't 30%. Serve is so obvious. It's up here. He could ground like Earth Power, but like I don't think there's a world where he stays in on this. Wait, he's not lefties? He's not lefties. Interesting. He's Lava Plume, Stealth Rock, but he's not lefties. Actually, no, I don't know if he's Stealth Rock. I'm fucking stupid. Why did I put Stealth Rock in there? That's my set. This is how. Okay, switch to protect. Update. Yeah. All right. Unfortunately, we don't have like great ways of hitting this thing, but not lefties there. It was lefties though, right? I'm pretty sure I saw lefties. Yep. I mean, Fion kind of smokes his team. The issue is if this thing is unaware special wall, which makes the most sense, it is unaware special wall. Double edge, eh? There's a world where I switch into this thing and just click sleep powder, or actually a sludge bomb. I'm getting chip. I think preserving Fion is important because I actually don't have great ways of dealing with camera up. Luxray is actually really, well, not really bad, but pretty bad here. I'm gonna take a lot of damage here, is the issue. Let me actually make a calc here. Fion into a B barrel. HP grass. Okay, this one, this thing. Yeah, so it needs to be bulkier. So it is a specially defensive B barrel. So I just want to see if it's uninvested. How much do I take off from double edge? Actually, not that much. I'm staying in on hidden powering. Because, yeah, that's fine. Because I was planning on switching out anyways. I don't have a guaranteed KO with hidden power if I get a bad roll. So I really don't want this thing to fall asleep. So we'll just reveal our last mon. We do know Yawn now, and like I said, like I'm pretty sure this is like somewhat specially defensive. I'll just throw this there to mark. Obviously, I'm not gonna calculate the exact EVs. I think my switching is obvious, but Actually, yeah, it's obvious, so do I want to switch into this or something else? Luxray doesn't get me anything. I switch in this. Because if he goes anything except for Camerot or Girafarik, I think I'm fine. And like, I think neither of those like you want to switch into this, chipping you. Okay, this is actually very much not bad. Getting this thing asleep would actually be pretty nice. I can't hit it with anything, but I do get it asleep. Perfect. Now, I do want to see if he's gonna be switching out. I could predict that as well, but I don't know if there's anything that gets me a lot of momentum if I predict the switch. If he's switching something, it's not Carnivine. It could be Girafarik. Let me scout. Oh, perfect. This has a chance to kill? Okay, not even close. Okay, now the issue here is we need a sack. And as crazy as it feels, is the sack Luxray actually? I'm physically bulky with just this thing. This thing is just such a pain in the ass. The sack could also just be this thing. Yeah, only has 30 seconds. Actually, I think I might sack this thing. Yeah. We get Life Orb Chip here, and we get to bring in Luxray here. There's a world where he just goes Arbok here. But I think I'd rather risk him going into Arbok here. He has 0 sleep turns than going into Camerupt. Because getting Camerupt poison would be really nice. Don't run out of time, Jeexx. Wish? That fucking sucks so bad. Okay, well. I get it dead anyway. And no wishes go off. Now he gets to bring Camerupt. The thing is, do I care? He has to go fast here. That's fine. We both get recovery. Now Toxic again. Okay, that's fine. He takes rocks damage here. I get more recovery. He gets to burn a sleep turn here, which is obviously very good for him. I'm gonna go into Fion actually. Okay, no, there's the one turn of sleep. We get a free sub here. There we go. And at this point, I'm just gonna click Surf. I'm just clicking this again. He got the max turns of sleep. Well, that's really unfortunate. Unfortunate for him. But yeah, I think we even if he wakes up there, I think we win because like this thing doesn't get recovery. So even if he wakes up there, he gets to break the sub, and then he hits me with something. I go low, I kill him, and then everything gets outsped by Fion. Either I get this on... Actually, yeah, this dies after Sulfax. This dies, and this dies. So yeah, it didn't end up mattering. Unless he crit. If he woke up and crit me, then it might have mattered. But even if he poisoned me, that doesn't matter, because I one-shot the other two. Even if I need one more turn, then I obviously have a lot of options to one-shot whatever is left. But yeah, this Arbok was a problem. But yeah, way excessive of a prep, obviously, by yours truly, but you know. Sorry for being the way I am. Oh yeah, also, I think in my breakdown I had this still with Lumberry. I changed it to Life Orb. Well, this is gonna be Toxic Spikes. So, and I don't have a spinner. I do have a... Oh, this is actually so fucking annoying. This is actually gonna be really annoying. I can't prevent Toxic Spikes from going... Not as terrifying. Oh. Burn, 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 burn. Do I just lose? If I switch here and he gets up SD, I immediately lose. So I need to sack this and hope that I get the burn. But what if he attacks? I'm gonna bank on him attacking. Does this thing get ice type moves? Ice beam. I'm gonna bank on him attacking. If he Swords Dances here, I think I just immediately lose, unfortunately. But... Okay. Thank God I got that right. Life Orb. Now, there's still a chance that I just die. Now, the thing is, I think I need to... Crawdont. Yeah, Power Whip always kills. Power Whip is more accurate than Sleep Powder, so I can't risk it. Please. Please! Let's go. Dude.
Minimum roll.
What do you mean minimum roll?
70% is the lowest roll I can get off of Carnivine with the Cardon that I had. It's literally the lowest possible roll.
I think I was still fine because you didn't get the SD. I was literally like 50-15 because if you SD there, like I get smoked, but and I was contemplating like staying in on camera up and going for a lava plume to get the burn because in that case, like if you go for SD but I get the burn, then I'm still fine. But if you attack on that, obviously I just immediately explode and I lose for camera up for nothing. So
the reason why I attacked instead of going for the Dragon Dance was because I determined that I cannot take the excess damage that I would be taking for basically no reason. I have life orbs, so every single amount of chip that you have means that I'm on a further clock and I can't really take any trades. And then on top of that, if you got the burn off of me, which would have obviously just ended that then and there, I would have been attacking for 75% of my attack. And then on top of that, I would also have been ticking for both life orb and the burn. So I determined waterfall makes the most sense because if you switch into anything, it chunks whatever you keep in or whatever you switch in. And I'm going to outspeed whatever comes in anyway. And odds of that whatever coming in and being able to take one of the 4 coverage moves that I have from like 70%, well, not 4, 3, because I had Body Slam, Crunch, and Waterfall, seemed fairly low on paper. And then I looked at the calcs and I was like, oh yeah, this thing fucking dies like 80% of the time. This should be fine. This should be fine.
You're still looking at bulky Carnivine, right? Because mine is like not offensively invested. It's full like defensive Carnivine.
Okay.
If that makes it, you know, feel any better, but what?
If it's full HP investment.
It's HP and special defense. No defense investment, but it's HP invested.
Okay, then it was the highest possible roll, and the game was over then and there.
Okay.
I didn't have honestly, when you were fucking taking notes of my team, I was just thinking to myself, I'm just gonna scoop immediately. Why the fuck am I sitting here waiting for a third game prep when I know second game is gonna end in 2 turns?
I was saying to myself, like, I know the prep that I'm doing is like, I was
It's fucking
literally saying this
pointless.
is like is very excessive, but you know what type of person I am.
I'm literally gonna, from now on, if you do that, I'm gonna scoop game 2 immediately. Even if I won game 1, I'm just gonna do that so that you have to put it into practice immediately.
But then at that point we should play open team sheet then.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any point in you taking 3 minutes, 5 minutes to take notes on a team that isn't gonna be played again. When I'm literally sitting here, just I want to get this over with at this point, yeah.
I guess
Because I know that it's not gonna go anywhere next game.
I guess I can do like in the future. I guess I can just do that. I leave it in the background, and then if it goes to game 3, then I can take the notes to. Okay, it wasn't. I was gonna literally say like if you had toxic spikes on Ariados, that was gonna be so annoying, but thankfully
I specifically gave it agility substitute baton pass with the idea of, well, I'm gonna click agility turn 1. I'm gonna click substitute turn 2, depending on what's still out. And if it didn't explode, I was originally thinking of even having left focus sash on it, so I click agility, click baton pass. But then I figured, no, if I'm gonna have substitute on it, I might as well put lefties on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I have 2 Mons that I'm gonna baton pass into.
I was gonna say like
Both of which.
there's no way you don't have Bennett. You did have Bennett. Was it a
I
Destiny Bond set again? Or
No. It was specifically the opposite of a Destiny Bond set, which was Focus Sash, Pain Split, Protect, Shadow Sneak, Will-O-Wisp.
Gotcha.
Main idea obviously being that I'm gonna send it out on like a revenge kill essentially plan. And then you hit it, you try to kill it, I Pain Split, I reduce your HP, increase my HP, and then I have Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Sneak, Protect to just see what you do from there. And then the D-Bond set I feel like was too much of a gamble for the 3rd time in a row.
That's fair. Is what nature is Cordant? Is it Jolly?
Jolly.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
It
Yeah, I was gonna say
specifically
like
Jolly
'cause,
to
like,
make sure that it can outspeed basically anything.
Yeah.
After, even if you have specs on, even if you happen to for some reason be running something that is also running agility, it should be able to outspeed anything in this turn.
Yeah, that's what I was
Jolly.
thinking. Like, I didn't have a Scarfer specifically because I have a Jolly max speed Persian, which goes up to 361 speed, but then it would have been faster. It's once again like Sail Scarf with Fake Out. This is basically just okay, last time Perfectly felt really good, so I'm just gonna do the same thing, but this time it was the exact same set, other than instead of running Sucker Punch, I was running Taunt, because the tier, like, there were so few fast mons left. I felt like throwing Sucker Punch on this would have been didn't make that much sense, so I'd rather go for a Taunt to not have it be set up fodder for things I can't hit otherwise, because I don't have the coverage for ghost types this time around. And the reason for that is I was myself running a Sableye with Calm Mind, so I didn't want to get set up on something like that. But for the rest, like, it was just Duke was just Life Orb with a bunch of coverage. Then I had a Probopass with Stealth Rock, Flash Cannon, Earth Power, Power Gem. Camera was a very standard set, just coverage moves, Protect, Stealth Rock. Carnivine, Special Wall, doesn't get any coverage, it doesn't matter. It has Sleep Powder and Power Whip, nothing else matters there. And then the Sableye was a only attacking move is Dark Pulse, but it has Willow, Recover, and Calm Mind. The idea is they're like later when stuff is chipped, and I have been spamming Recover and Will-O-Wisp to weaken physical attackers, a Calm Mind or 2. I'm then going to be obviously not threatened on physical side because stuff is burned and it's full physical investment, and then I'm going to have special defense ups, and with that I can also tank anything else that comes my way. But this was definitely the like way more boring of a team.
I mean, that sounds basically the same as the first team that I had was, which was intent to be like, I just have a bunch of fairly bulky mons with some moves that I can use for dealing with
Oh yeah, one thing.
poison types, dealing with water types, that's like coverage. And then this guy,
I gave it expert belt. I was thinking like it can take a hit, but then I realized in the middle of the fight, like game, that oh wait no, I literally explode if there's anything that I can't just immediately one shot. Right.
I was literally like going because like when it took a little bit of chip and didn't get lefty's recovery, I'm like, is this guy lumber or expert belt?
I mean, expert belt feels like it makes sense if you're just running 3 coverage moves and then explosion.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing because like fire, ground, and then a hidden power of your choice, probably like grass or electric, for the best one. Like either of those is like you're hitting like over half the types for super effective already, so it does make a lot of sense for that. Dude, dude, when the giraffe rig did 50% on my Mawile that even had a little bit of HP, I was like, this thing has to be specs as all hell, and then it takes life orb recoil, and I go into the calc and I'm like, oh, it doesn't even need to be mod S to do this shit. And then I'm reminded that, oh yeah, Mawile is 50 HP, 55 special defense, so even on resistant moves, I just get fucking smoked.
I was legit like sitting there thinking to myself, because I was looking at the calcs and I tried to find the set of Mawile that would be taking 50%, and the only thing that I found was like at most it was taking like 44%. And I got really confused.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 80 HP EVs and 176 speed, this to hit 180 speed, and then I'm just max attack. But Mawile unfortunately isn't very good. I just wanted to have an SDR, and like there weren't that many like good like physical sweepers left that I made sense. And Mawile also happened to have Sucker Punch, which gives me priority that I really wanted to have in this team, and especially when I have 2 poison types that both get smoked by Psychic, I wanted to have something to combat Psychic types with, because literally when making this team, I was like, dude, I'm not about to fucking lose to choice specs Abra, right? So it was like,
wait,
right.
Abra isn't even in the tier. Oh, we know it's technically because it's an LC, right?
Yeah,
Obviously
stuff from below, like you can play, and we both know that you love the Alakazam line, so I was genuinely like, I'm not about to get fucking smoked by Abra in this tier.
Fair.
So.
I mean, I think Giraffe Rig is just a better option in this than Abra.
It is. I genuinely just Giraffe Rig is a mod that I always forget just exists.
Yeah. I mean, normal Psychic is a really good typing in when you consider the fact that there's a lot of decent, fairly low level, low power ghost types available. And that just makes me think, okay, this is probably a better investment than an Abra is. I mean, obviously it's not the best still. I think this team needed a special attacker with some amount of natural bulk, rather than an Abra that fucking dies to one hit, or like this fucker who dies to anything.
I was special goal bat with Nasty Plus.
The air slash flinch pissed me the fuck off, because I was like, I'm just gonna click this and I'm gonna kill myself.
It's very fair. It's very fair. Like
I was like legit after that, I was like, what am I supposed to do now? The game is literally like over because I can't get any chip done.
Yeah, at least like that was very annoying. At least the like later what happened with it was with Fiona, like you getting 4 turns of sleep. Like obviously getting the like max sleep turns fucking sucks, but I think like the last turn of sleep didn't matter, cause I guess the last 2, cause like if you wake up and is Abra's full attack investment, is it?
No, speed HP.
Then let me see, because I still think it breaks the sub, because if it breaks the sub, like best case scenario is it breaks the not choice item. Give me this. Put this to 4. It's not. This doesn't matter. Poison jab. Yeah, poison jab still like always breaks the sub. So if it wakes up like 2 turns earlier, it breaks the sub, and then the following turn like. Best case scenario, like if it crits, then you're still in it. But even if it doesn't crit and it poisons me, it's still like, okay, if Fiona kills that thing, whatever comes in, it was at that point Camera, Bibarrel, and Carnivine.
Yeah, Carnivine. After, I'm pretty sure was that, wasn't it?
I think I like 90. You had 3 Mons for sure at that point. It was like Carnivine.
Oh yeah, Beautifly and Jurfig were dead, and then Arbok would have died. Then yeah, you're right.
Yeah, because it's like at that point, like I still have as long as Arbok doesn't crit me, like I have, even if I get poisoned, I have 2 turns, so it doesn't matter. B-Barrel after Stealth Rock always dies to Hidden Power Grass. Camerupt, it was 88%, so, and obviously even with Solid Rock, it just dies to Surf straight up, and my last move was also Ice Beam, so I just kill Carnivine with that as well, so it's like whatever 2 you bring out, those die, and then after that I have still like 4 Mons with, I have electric moves, I have flying moves, I have fire moves, I have grass moves, and I have poison type moves left. So I still have like coverage to hit literally the last one, whichever it is, for super effective. But obviously, like getting to that like 4 turn sleep is still really fucking unlucky.
That's one of those things where when that happens, it's the biggest tilter possible.
Yep.
When you have like a 30% chance to wake up from sleep every turn, and I think it goes up. Does it go up? Is there a beta system, or is it just up to 5? Yeah.
At least in later generations, I'm like almost like 100% positive that it's that case. But I'm like pretty sure that like it's over. Like early on, it's just like you could sleep for longer. I think in the modern game, I think 3 turn sleep is the maximum that you can get. But in earlier generations, which I think is 5 and before, gun to my head, I would say 5 and before. Like you can go up to 5, but it's still like obviously very unlikely. But obviously, it's Pokemon. Moves can miss, moves can crit. Like the hacks, like are part of it. But like one of the more frustrating parts is like stuff like that, where it's like 35% chance that you paralyze, 30% chance that you hit yourself in confusion. Sorry, 40% chance. There is a chance that you wake up from the sleep. There's a chance that this thing flinches, and then obviously when it loses to stuff like that. But I was like just earlier this morning, like I was watching the Wolfie Draft League, him versus Pokemon, and he literally lost game 1 to Draco missing. It was the first Draco he clicked in the entire set. It's 90% accurate. It misses, and the whole set blows right open because of that. That's Pokemon.
Genuinely hate when, because like Wolfie's mentioned a couple of times that he's clicked Draco in an important set and it's missed, and he's lost the set because of that. And I just think to myself, wow, that fucking sucks. And the fact that this is actually your best in slot play blows. Like, not only do you have to be giga lucky to get to the point that you're at, the set itself will then also be like rolled on a 10-sided die, and if it happens to land on 0, well, fuck you.
Yep.
It's so,
But
it can be so frustrating.
Apart from the Sable, I said there was nothing like cool in my second team, but the only unfortunate thing is you didn't get to see my names. I see you were in the
Bengi,
SKT arc here.
Yeah.
In the second.
Like this is everyone that played in the original Dynasty, like for most of it essentially, right? In the T1 Dynasty, and then Easy Hoon, because I couldn't have Faker in there.
Yep.
It would have been too obvious.
That's true. It's true. Well, first team, you did get to see everybody. Did you
It
catch
was,
anything there? I think it's a little bit of a reach, but a bit of a continuation from last week.
There was like Maya, Hammer. I saw one of them and I was like, wait, what is this theme?
Luxury was Genji, then Fion was Zero, Ivysaur was Bucky, and Golbat is Hunter.
Oh yeah, it was Bucky. Oh, are these characters you play in hero shooters?
Not just
first-person
hero shooters, it's mains in other games. Because it's like, you know, Bucky and Ivysaur are from hero shooters. Then you have Hammer is Monster Hunter weapon, obviously. Maya, Borderlands. And the Hunter is from the Destiny 2 class.
Okay.
But yeah, for the second, you only saw, what, 2? Yeah, whatever, and Thousand Wings.
Yeah.
So, no, you did see Camera Up as well, which was Hollywood Hills.
Yeah, these are just song names. Are these...
Yeah. These are my favorite, I just call it the favorite songs of different types, but it's like basically genres. Like, whatever, obviously the Chupacabra song there. Thousand Wings.
What do you mean different genres?
Okay, not just genres. Different types.
You don't listen to music genres. You listen to like Guitar Hero songs.
Yeah, I've always said like genres. There are 5 genres, and every single song falls into these 5 genres. There are pop, rap, Guitar Hero, old people, and computer. And every single song falls into these 5 genres. But yeah,
we haven't had this conversation yet in the Pokemon learning journey. So, you know.
Yeah, Carnivine, Thousand Wings. I would have called it Sendo Tsubasa about Thousand Wings. made more sense. Which also why I ran a Carnivine in this thing, because it at least fits the bill a little bit for that. I needed a Gen 4 Mon that could take the name. Because the first thing that I threw into this team was Camerupt, and Hollywood Hills just makes sense. And then the other stuff was built around that. Proper as is Electric, Best Nightcore song. Reviver, Persian, J-Rock, and Sableye was called Corneria. And the idea was there because obviously that's the like, if you need hype music to get you pumped for something, you put on Corneria.
That's Fox theme, right?
Sableye's idea, like I explained earlier, was like, all right, it like comes in occasionally throughout the match to first do stuff, but then Corneria turns up then when late game you throw it in its does Calm Mind 1 or 2 times and then just start sweeping. There's my storytelling with my team.
That's good. I like that. Locking in at the end of everything.
Yeah, and Persian was called Reviver, obviously fucking banger song, but also because I revived the idea of, like I said, like it's essentially just Perigly that I used last time.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've Persian like this before in something, I feel, but I don't think it was no, was it me? Because I remember I used Persian with Fake Out at some point.
There's a like you definitely used like in like Gen 1 or 2, so there's a very good chance that it was something like that. I mean, you love Fake Out, man.
Fake Out is such a fucking good
You
move.
love
I legitimately think Fake Out and Protect are really good.
This guy is out here using Fake Out, Protect, and Tailwind any moment he can in singles. Like, when we go VGC, like, this dude's gonna have a field day.
So, I legitimately think that moves that you can strategically use after switching in, switching out. Like, Intimidate is also one of my favorite abilities in the entire game. Not because it's like, oh, it has a thing that, like, it's really beneficial, but rather, oh, it's a thing that happens when I switch in. Levitate, too. I really love Levitate because it's something that, if I'm making a proactive read, I can use it to remove so much tempo from you. Flying types as well. I really like flying types because of that. Like, stuff like this is really cool, and I'm excited for, obviously, when we get into VGC, when Fake Out, Protect, and other similar stuff, U-turn, Tailwind, and, well, Intimidate, obviously. Intimidate is going to be so fucking good for them.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if
U-turn
Gen 10 removed Intimidate.
Yeah. Yeah, like, stuff like U-turn and Fake Out are obviously, like, they're still, like, very good in singles as well, but obviously, like, stuff like, especially, like, early Gen Tailwind, it's obviously, like, even in VGC, like, before it gets buffed, like, it's not a good move, but, like, especially in singles, like, it's very bad, but, like, you using unconventional mons like Beautifly and stuff like that is still, like, very cool.
So, the stash setup here was obviously, I want to set Tailwind immediately, and I want to U-turn next turn immediately, so that I get a really big turn the turn after on something. And that's why I was originally thinking of building this team to be a lot more, like, offensive. I looked at camera up for a moment and I thought to myself, this motherfucker was like the worst choice I could have possibly made. I could have literally given it Scarf and it would not have done anything under Tailwind.
It is really funny to go, all right, I'm going to set up Tailwind and then have literally like camera. 4 like slow Balkymons and then Girafarik in that team.
I mean, Arbok is surprisingly fast.
I mean, for the tier, it's fast, but like in general, obviously, base 80 is not very fast. But for the tier, I guess that's fair.
It's like higher than average, like significantly higher than average, which makes it like kind of good. Even in the match that we were playing, the fact that it was so much faster than even Luxray with this investment, genuinely impressed.
I mean, Luxray is, slower, and that's the one thing actually that to come back to. So my Luxray is 16 speed EVs, that's it. It is max HP investment, 240 in defense. This is not a set that I came up with myself. I literally saw this and I thought this was so fucking cool. So you didn't even get to see the like proper actually mode of the set. It's Toxic Thunderbolt and then it's Rest Leap Talk. This thing just fucking 1v1s everything in the tier. Because it's just like... which is, like, that's why it was so funny, because, like, Camerupt, obviously one of the few special ground types, which is a really good matchup on it. Arbok, it has like naturally like good special defense. And then is immune to toxic. So it's actually really funny in this specific matchup. That's like this mon that like is honestly kind of fucking insane of an anti-metamon in Gen 4 ZU. In this specific matchup, like didn't do basically anything. But the idea there is like, just like because it's really fucking bulky for ZU. Like, base 79 in both defenses is like, obviously it's fine. Base 80 HP, pretty damn good. You have Intimidate and defense investment. Like, you're not, even on Earthquakes, like, you're not eating fucking anything of that. And then, you have a Toxic to put anything else to, poison anything else, and then like Rest Sleep Talk, you just infinitely you spam more Toxic, you spam Thunderbolts, you spread status on your opponent's entire team, and are just a big fucking nuisance. Because the issue with using Luxray, like I love Luxray, it's probably my favorite electric type of all time. It's definitely like in the top 3. I absolutely love it.
Oh, we can check it.
Yeah. But the issue with Luxray in its own generation, Gen 4, is that because Wild Charge doesn't exist yet, your strongest electric physical move is fucking Thunderfang, which is 65 base power and not 100% accurate. Like, it's so fucking bad. So that's why it sucks, man.
Thunderfang was so bad that I decided to go for Discharge.
Like, literally.
In
like,
the set that I played this.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, I would rather have my expert build be doing like actual damage. And that's also why I went for speed reducing nature, because I was like, well, I would rather not reduce my special attack in this case. So this didn't do anything, and I don't think I even clicked it. But still, I felt like it was better than Thunderfang, even if Thunderfang would have obviously done more damage.
Yeah, and that's why like Luxray is never like also very good, because it suffers from the what I call the Ampharos dilemma, which is you're a slow electric type.
Yeah.
Which
You're
is
super
it's very
frail,
rare
no
to have that, but yeah, you're being a slow electric type, even like you have only one weakness, but the single best move and the most click move in competitive singles is Earthquake. And it's like if you have a physical attacker and you're ever wondering like, all right, what's gonna be my coverage move, it's always Earthquake. Where it's like, all right, what do I cover for? I cover for electric type, rock types, and steel types. Electric being one of the best like offensive types, obviously, and steel type being the single best defensive type in the game. So it's like, or rock type is just dog shit, so it doesn't matter. But the otherwise, yeah, there is the goat.
Yes.
It is like, depending on the day, you ask me, like it's a toss up between Luxray and Electros, but like in general, like I like Luxray more.
Yeah, fair, understandable.
Which is funny because both of those are slow electric types. But Electros,
almost
obviously,
all of
being an
these
electric
seem to
type
be
with levitates is pretty fucking massive.
way better. Yeah. I feel like a lot of these mons in the electric column for you are fucking slow, except for like Zapdos.
Well, I guess like if you're thinking about like contextual electric is kind of slow as well. Like Zera and like I always forget the fossil's name. Obviously, like pretty slow. And the thing about the I was gonna say Thunderclap because it's the name
Raging
of
Ball.
the move that is the only thing that you press on. Not Walking Wake. I'm so bad with the new
Raging
like,
Bolt.
Paradox Mons.
Raging Bolt.
Raging Bolt, yeah, exactly. It's like you're always just clicking Thunderclap anyway, so its speed stat doesn't really matter. But like that's mostly just I like Raikou. It's my favorite of the legendary beasts, and I think Raging Clap is a super sick like redesign. I think like
Raging Clap.
Raging Clap would be sick. But,
That's a fucking bad name.
But yeah, I think all of the legendary beasts are cool. I think like all of their redesigns are also neat. Like Walking Wake is kind of whatever. I think Gouging Fire and Raging Bolt are both like really fucking cool. So, but it's like in general, I like Raikou the best, mostly just because of its visual design. I think it's fucking phenomenal, and the color scheme is super sick. So,
Yeah, I think Raikou is also probably my favorite. Entei is like fairly high up there, and Suicune is cool, but I legitimately, if I had to choose one of the three, I would always pick Raikou as well.
yeah, but it's a very good, like for like not actual restricted legendaries, like probably might even be like just straight up my favorite trio. I also like the Jins quite a bit, but that's more for like gameplay standpoint. Whereas the beasts I like both for a gameplay and design standpoint. And then you have Reggies who are like from design standpoint really cool. From gameplay standpoint, they are so ass.
Yeah.
It's
kind of
cool.
Dude, he thinks Suicune is an ice type.
Ryugami. You need to play the Pokemon, man.
Yeah,
It would be dog shit if it was. It would not be
Yeah.
known as the great, like, insanely good defensive mon if that fucker had ice typing, bro.
Dude, imagine Suicune gains ice typing and then becomes one of the worst.
Oh, suddenly I get smoked by rock types. I get smoked by fighting types. I get smoked by fucking stealth rock switch-ins. I get smoked by, I'm not resisting fire anymore. Like, ice type is so
Jover.
ass. Which is like
So
really funny
fucking
because it's like where it's like for physical attackers, like it's basically always earthquake. For special attackers, it's basically always the same case for ice beam. But whereas like you'd like to have a ground type stab to help for earthquake, you're like, I'd rather not have ice typing when I'm clicking this ice beam than get the extra 50% damage on it. Because brother, you do not want to be ice type in this economy.
I mean, I think ice types are legitimately, like, to say this without a hint of joking, they're cool. They have a lot of really cool Pokemon in there. Like, Frostmoth is a legitimately cool looking Pokemon and has a cool idea going for it. It's just held back by the fact that it's a bug ice type. It's two of the worst types
it's like, dude,
in one.
At this point, make Generation 10. It's the 10th generation. Make the gimmick that some Pokemon can have 3 types. Give Frostmoth a 3rd typing, make Rock type.
Dude,
Rock,
that's literally what the
Ice,
current
Bug.
generation is. What do you mean? That's literally what we're going through right now.
No, but it replaces type. Now we need to go further.
Yeah, we have that. It's called... You can just replace your types, bro. Just become a fire type.
Yeah, but at that point, like, you're becoming an actually good type. It's like, imagine you're a bug ice type, and then it's like, you know what? What if I just become fairy or mono water?
Yeah. I mean, if you become fairy, you're still weak to fire, right? So you might
Fairy
as well become
isn't weak
fire.
to fire. It's one of those cases. Fairy's only
it's just
weaknesses
weak to
are
attacking
steel
into.
and poison, yeah. It's just like fairy is resisted by fire. Because otherwise, Incineroar, would have been hit for super effective by fairy type moves, and we can't have that.
Yeah.
6
Wait,
types,
no, I mean, like fire...
If you got something, but I don't think there's nothing that hits ice, rock, and bug for super effective, so...
Well, what if we introduce dual type moves?
Honestly, that would be really fucking cool. But, guys, pop quiz. There is a dual type move already that exists in Pokemon. What is it called, and whose signature move is it?
Ah, fuck.
Your 5-point hint is this Pokemon was introduced in Generation 6.
Isn't fucking Dry Freeze or whatever it's called?
Who?
Dry Freeze, some like fucking... It's like an ice type move.
Freeze Dry is just, it hits water for super effective. It isn't dual type.
Well, yeah, but on paper it's a dual type move because it's an ice type move that hits water super effectively, which it doesn't normally do.
But then,
which means that it essentially has
it would
electric
have
properties.
to be also some other type. It's not another type. It just interacts with this one specific type this way, which is kind of the same interaction as like if you're hitting a flying mon with thunder, it does double damage. If you're hitting earthquake on a digging mon, it does double damage. It's more like this. 3-point hint. This move is fighting and flying type.
It's Hawlucha.
Yeah.
It's Hawlucha, and it's whatever the fuck the special move was called. I don't remember.
Flying press.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay. A metronome is technically an infinite type move.
Triple beam and ancient force are fucking dude.
I mean, tri-beam is a thing, right?
Tri-beam. Generation 10 gimmick. Generation 10 gimmick is every team also has TNC and Han with Sparking and Limit Break as their 7th Pokemon.
Dude, is Tien even in Fighter Z?
He is. He's like actually really fucking good.
I legit forgot. I was thinking they did.
What is this Tien Razor?
Oh, poor Tien. Just like Japan right now.
Man.
Anyhow.
Anyhow.
This was a dog shit set.
I think it's hard for, especially like, I think later on in like Generation 7 or so on, like ZU, when there's just so many Mons in the tier, is actually like genuinely pretty cool. And I really enjoyed like playing PU and ZU. Initially, I don't think actually when I like first played competitive singles, I don't think ZU was even a format that existed anywhere. I think it was like introduced later. But like I enjoy playing PU quite a bit in Generation 7.
Originally, when I started looking at stuff for ZU, I was like, holy shit, this is actually going to be really interesting because there's such a wide pool. And then after you pointed out to me that, oh, wait, no, actually, fuck you. These are all just like combined. They're all NU and below in one thing, and they don't tell you which is which.
Yeah.
It became just an annoyance.
Yep.
And
but
I kind of just dislike this because of that, too.
That's very fair, but luckily that should only be a problem for Generation 4. But next time... It's gonna be Generation 4 Ubers, followed by Little Cup, and then our first venture into VGC. So,
dude, I clicked Ubers and I was like, wait, why is Darkrai here? I must be in Gen 9. But no,
yeah. Also, do you see a certain Dragon Ground type that's also in Ubers there, as well as a certain fighting type there?
Wait, fighting type?
Machamp being Ubers in Generation 4 is so funny to me.
Why?
Because, okay, literally no guard dynamic punch. It's just like you're hitting super hard. You're always confusing shit. And this was literally like one of the first things as a kid where I was like, dude, this shit is so fucking cool. And it is so funny that even like in the like highest competition in competitive, like it just like, yeah, it turns out this shit is actually just really fucking good.
Which reminds me of the meme of like, hey, you know those cool things that you liked when you were a kid? All those dinosaurs, cars, robots, and shit? Guess what? They're still fucking cool.
Yep, exactly. I mean, isn't
same vibes?
That's the like journal thing where it's like you find something cool as a kid, and then as a teenager, it's like, nah, that shit's lame as hell. And then you're like mid-20s, early 30s, you're like, you know what? That thing I found cool as a kid, that shit's still cool. Fucking rules.
Yeah.
This is why being a teenager fucking sucks, because you're just, it's erasure for everything that you actually find cool just because you're trying to fit in a situation. But yeah, Machamp, unfortunately, in Ubers is fucking dog shit, which probably means the Jeexx is gonna use it.
Cause don't look at the stream right now.
Well, I am in the stream and I see Shrek over there with choice.
No, my name. I was gonna go like I as well Buffett Farquaad. Just gonna send him into
your fucking Wobbuffets, like me when I'm cooking up this fucking worst team of all time. First two, I will give credit though where credit is due. Like constructing a Gen 4 Uber's team and your first two Mons being Wobbuffet and Machamp is like, if nobody can give you shit like, dude, you're just using their strong Mons. Where it's like, dude, what the fuck am I looking at here?
It's gonna be glorious. It might even be that I play these in the same team. You'll never know.
Well, it better be the second team, so then if first game goes haywire once again and I'm taking 5 minutes to write up your team, then you're not losing much when you're just, you know what, fuck this, I'm getting out of here.
But no, I'll try to remember to do it that I can like just leave it open and then like after
the first two games are done, like if there's still then need, then we can take the notes.
I don't think it's too bad. I was mostly just giga tilted because I was like, man, I got fucking robbed 4 turns in a row. What the fuck do you mean? Well, how did this happen?
It still makes sense because it's obviously like, you know.
But we can edit that out in post.
I mean, that we is carrying a lot of weight there, buddy. And we both know that my ass is not editing shit.
Man.
But yeah.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
But yeah, 2 more sets, and then we're off to your realm of VGC.
My realm?
Yeah.
Guys, I have never played VGC.
You have 100% win rate in the series in doubles formats, though. So.
No, I didn't win that.
I'm pretty sure I won Little Cup, didn't I?
Did you win Little Cup and Gen 3 doubles?
Wait,
Am I
did I
correct?
win
Oh,
both?
you did win Little Cup, yeah, but Little Cup was before doubles. I'm pretty sure because
Yeah.
you won Little Cup and then you won doubles, and that's why I said like I need to end your reign of terror before this streak goes out of hand. I'm like, I swear, like literally on my life that that's what happened.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Damn, I completely forgot that I won doubles.
Yeah, because they like the first game in doubles was the like timeout issue, and then I was playing
Yeah.
Tilted and ran into the
Gengar.
Distant Bond stuff.
Yeah, the Giga Grief Gengar set.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, I remember it mostly because of Till, but it was also like because of the case where it was literally like because you won Little Cup and doubles back to back. Like I remember saying like, we can have you starting your win streak here.
Okay, yeah, then you're right. My bad. I somehow blanked out on that.
It's all G. And luckily afterwards, the format which had Lucario and Infernape as Gen 4 newcomers came out. So we got our redemption.
Yeah, and then I got fucking clapped immediately.
Thank you, Infernape with choice scarf and attack EVs.
Oh, wait, I didn't realize Giratina needs a fucking thingamabob to be
Yeah, if
in
you
its
want
origin
to
form.
use Origin, it needs to run the orb. But like, if you're running like, since they are the like, because we obviously need two from the current generation, so they're very likely to come up. Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina. Like, if you're gonna run, lefties are fine. Obviously, if you have them be a wall, then you would want lefties. But unless you're running them with a choice item, like you should always just give them their own thingies, because it's basically they get life orb for without losing HP for both of their stabs, which is obviously really fucking good. And Giratina obviously just becomes the way better form with that. So unless like you're specifically using it as a wall, then like you should use the orbs on them because they're really fucking good. They're essentially like not as broken Soldews, but they're essentially like still like very equivalent to the Soldews.
I will probably not play more than one of them. We'll see. I might have to actually.
There aren't that
Wait.
many, like, because for actual Gen 4 stuff, you have like Giratinas, obviously both forms, but as we've agreed, like same thing with Deoxys, you are only allowed to use one of the forms. Then you have Shaman, you have Dialga and Palkia, you have Darkrai, and I think that's... Oh yeah, and Garchomp. So you have like 6 Gen 4 Mons if you want to use actual Uber Mons, but obviously there's a lot of like Mons that are good in Ubers that aren't like Uber per se, but
Yeah,
there are options
Yeah,
for sure.
maybe we'll see one. Maybe there's.
We'll
one
see
that's
what
gonna be
you
used.
cook up, but I think we can conclude this here. Like I said, like I apologize. I'll try to remember going forward that I'll only take the team notes after game 2, so in cases where it doesn't come up, like we save a few minutes of everybody's time here.
Honestly, if you can't, we can just share team sheets as well, if nothing else. But that's like then we're
There is still like there is the thing where it's just like genuinely in also like VGC games and everything like that. There's genuinely like when it's a closed team sheet, like there is a world where sometimes like you literally lose games because you try to not reveal a part of your set, or at some point like I could try to win this, but me trying to win this means that I need to... I'm saying this because this has come up in Wolfie's Draft League a lot, basically every single week, where it's literally like, do I try to win this set, which I think is pretty much lost, but I need to reveal like in some cases like really out of left field tech, or would I rather just like, all right, I'll just take the L, I'll keep clicking the moves that I've already shown him, and then hopefully like next game I can bring this out and it'll be a surprise. So that's why like I still like it not being open team sheet, but we'll figure it out. But I think
we're gonna think about it.
you can have like multiple games open, in which case like
it's fine. Obviously, then one thing that also like took more time here is I went out of my way to, which I hadn't done before, which is like I went back to the couple calcs with B-Barrel and what's the other one? I already forgot, but I went to like calcs because I was like, I'm pretty sure this is specially defensive, but I want to make sure, and like doing that. But even obviously stuff like that doesn't always pay out, because like for example like with Arbok, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna assume it's physically defensive, but I only hit it with special moves, so it was like the HP was right, but then it ended up being HP and speed, which is also one thing. It's like you're making assumptions sometimes based on how the sets are, and sometimes you get smoked for that, which in this case, like there was a world where I'm like, oh wait, how did this thing outspeed me? But obviously, like, because I was in a like very lucky and like winning position for like majority, it didn't end up like mattering there. But there's a world where it comes up, so I think there's a part of it that's also like cool. But I do agree that I think it's better to like move that to do it only if there's a reason for it, basically.
Okay, we can.
So I'll try to
sort
remember
that out.
to do that. That's. But my bad on that, because I definitely took a lot of time this time.
It's all good. It's all good. As I said, I don't think it's too bad overall. Being tilted is just the nature of the game, right? Learning how to deal with tilt is also a part of the game.
Yep, and you know, that's Pokemon for you. But regardless,
Unfortunately,
we will see y'all next week for Generation 4 Ubers. We are way over the halfway point for Generation 4 at this point, and we only have 2 more singles formats. Like I said before, we dive into the first actual VGC format, which is pretty exciting stuff. I will, by the end of this series, I will not have 0% win rate in a VGC format.
buddy,
that's
you're gonna
that's my
win.
goal.
In like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, don't worry.
I don't like
I
you up on the pedestal and raising, you know. You're the favorite to beat in these formats, so you should have the pressure, and I should be coming in as the underdog and have no pressure on myself.
See, I can't. I have to always be the underdog in this because, like, same in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? When we're playing, you're always the underdog because you're expecting me to have a hive mind of people having built my deck for me. Or the case is, oh yeah, this guy's played this deck like a dozen times before, and now he's bringing it into the funny little haha learning journey, and I'm gonna get fucking smoked. But in Pokemon, it's always the opposite. I'm coming in with my little fucking no guard, Machamp, Choice Scarf, Dynamic Punch, EQ, Facade, Stone Edge, Max Speed Investment. And then I go, hiya, and then I die.
Yeah, and then you die to uninvested fucking, I don't know, fucking Dialga with Psychic kills you.
Bro fucking pulls out guillotine out into my own Dynamic Punch, and I'm just like,
Well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions.
Yes, I should have clocked that, huh? And it's like, oh yeah, my moveset, Dynamic Punch, EQ, Facade, banging. If you burn me, that's 140 base power, 100% accurate move. That's pretty good. Even though, like, you can make the argument that I should be running more inaccurate moves because of the fact that I have no guard. But then it's like, well, what the fuck do I run? There's not really that many good inaccurate moves, even with no guard. So
If you're gonna run it, give it Dynamic Punch, Stone Edge, Earthquake, and honestly, probably just Ice Punch for the Dragon coverage in Ubers.
True.
So if you want to just go all out attacker, I think like those 4 moves are your best bet. But like Stone Edge is another like inaccurate move that's really good coverage, because otherwise most of the time you want to be clicking Dynamic Punch, and the things you don't want to do that on are flying types, and those obviously get smoked by Stone Edge. So it's also like just good coverage in general. So
EQ, Earthquake, Facade, Stone Edge was the like set that I was immediately thinking of. Mostly because I was like, well, EQ deals with anything that isn't flying, and Dynamic, like same way with Dynamic Punch, obviously. But if you're running into a mon that is immune to whatever the fuck, but then I realized that, oh, a Giratina Origin is actually a flying type as well, essentially, because of Levitate, so it doesn't actually do much in this.
And then there's a
Yep.
lot of flying types that are really good. So Ice Punch makes more sense than Facade in this, simply because it also checks some of the ice types, flying types in. And then obviously it's super effective against Giratina.
Yep, and Ice Punch also Okos.
Garchomp.
Rayquaza every time. Although Rayquaza with Sash is obviously really good, so in those cases it doesn't really help. And then you just get Revenge killed by E-Speed, but it's still very good coverage. It's
Okay, but
serviceable, but I still think like Machamp in Ubers is not very good, but it's interesting. And it's, I don't know, it's just really funny to have Machamp in Ubers, because obviously in like later generations, even with no guard, it's like usually in NU for the most part.
Yeah, it's not the best Pokemon.
That's, Gen 1 Pokemon. Either you're Charizard and you get a new form every single generation, or you get smoked and it's the Woody meme. I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yippee!
But we've
I
yapped
love-
long enough.
Yep.
So thank you for the games as always. And
Something.
thank you for watching. We'll see you next time for Generation 4 Ubers, for the pinnacle of power that Generation 4 has to offer. And
Pinnacle.
I think this episode will probably go up because assuming we're gonna play the Forbidden video game today, like I'll probably do this maybe on Wednesday.
Forbidden
So
video game.
if you see this
We also
on
need,
Wednesday,
breakdowns.
then drop a food related emoji in the comment section. Yeah,
You got this, Oni.
we're gonna go with that. But yeah, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great rest of your day and peace.